Life always this hard? Just when you're a kid.
Always like this.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 473 of the Mark and Me podcast. As always, I'm your host Mark. Now, it's fair to say that today's guest is absolutely huge. He made one of my favourite films of all time, Leon. He also made the absolute masterpiece, The Fifth Element, and on today's episode we get to talk all about his brand new film, Dracula. Yes, I'm joined by the incredible Luc Besson. This interview with Luc will be coming up in just a couple of minutes' time, but before we get to that, let's quickly touch base and talk about my last episode. I was joined by James from the great band Def Havana. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in, everyone that took the time to listen and download, all the amazing shares, and to the band Def Havana and to James for personally sharing the episode too. I saw loads of new likes, loads of new followers and loads of shares, so thank you so much to each and every one of you for taking the time to listen, and it really truly means the world to me. But today it's absolutely huge for Mark and me. One of the best film directors on the planet is here to join me. So I think the best thing to do is to get straight to the interview. It still sounds surreal to say this out loud, but here's me and Luc Besson. Luc, thank you for taking the time to join me today on the Mark and Me podcast.
You're welcome. Thank you. Happy to see you.
It's an absolute pleasure. The podcast has been going 9 years and
Wow.
True hand on heart now. I'm almost at 500 episodes, but when I started this podcast, it would have been a dream to have you on. Leon is in my top 5 films of all time, so it's an honor to have you on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How old are you?
43.
So you were like 10 years old?
It was one of those ones that I wasn't supposed to be watching, but
Yes.
amazing, absolute masterpiece. But what I'd love to do, Luc, with every guest that comes on, I've had actors, directors, musicians. I love to take it right back to the very start. And I wondered, Luc, when you were a child, if you remember being taken to the cinema and what that first film was that made you fall in love with cinema.
Oh, I didn't fall in love with cinema. I fall in love with the character.
Yeah.
That was Jungle Book.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't talk for 2 weeks. And when I went back home, I slept on the floor and I wanted to be erased by a bear and a panther. And that's it.
Wow.
I was totally in it for at least a month or two. I don't want to see my parents anymore.
No, that's quite an impact of a story, but I take it that you soon started to realize the dream of being Mowgli wasn't ever going to happen.
I think I'm a little bit of Mowgli in a way.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went through the movie business like Mowgli.
I never thought we'd be talking about Jungle Book already, but that's a good way to look at life. Just be more Mowgli.
Yeah.
So I take it when I did some research and read about you as actually a child, your number one passion as growing up was more about being a marine biologist, and it wasn't being a filmmaker or a director or a writer. It was all about being in the sea. Is that correct?
Yeah, but not as a marine biologist. In fact, I was just in love with the sea, in love with dolphins. And my parents were divers, both of them. They were teachers.
Yeah.
So my first two friends was an octopus and a Murray Hill. So that's my Mowgli part. underwater.
They were like blue for you.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was pretty wild, and I find my equilibrium in the sea.
Yeah.
Like with the nature, just the rock, the sun, the sea, the animals, and that was perfect until 9 years old. And when they put me in school, that was the first shock.
Were you against it? Were you like, I don't want to be at school, I just want to be back in the sea?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't stand my shoes first. That was my problem. And in Paris, they put some grill around the trunk of the trees.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom, I said, why the trees are in gel?
That's a good way to look at it, yeah.
Because I don't understand.
It's cruel, but did you then have to accept and at school start to think maybe a career as a film director or as a writer or a producer was an option
No,
because was it
not at
later
all.
on? Yeah.
Not at all. I was miserable for my entire school scholarship until the end, until the terminal, and I was like crying every day. It was a nightmare for me. I was not
Oh,
lucky enough to have good teachers. Only once in a while, there's one was good, but they never teach me how to be interested by history or geography or and so they didn't get me at all. And
no.
and one day when I didn't know exactly what I'm going to do with my life, because I get an accident diving, and a stupid doctor told me that I couldn't dive anymore, which by the way was not real. So I was wondering what to do, and realized that I was writing, making pictures a lot, and I have an artistic feeling, but I didn't know you can make a job with that. It was just a passion.
Yeah.
So I said, my stepfather doesn't have TV at home, no VHS, no music, nothing.
Wow.
He was totally close to art. He was a race driver, so the only sound that he liked was like wow, wow, wow. That's it. And then one day I find through a friend of a friend, I went to a set of a short film. I said, yeah, let's see. I don't know, maybe I have absolutely no culture of cinema at all. And I went on the set and I fall in love.
Yeah.
And I stopped school 2 days later. I leave my house, leave my parents, and I said, this is where I want to live. And I'm still there. A couple of 50 years later, I'm still there.
What was your parents' reaction? Because they must have been like, son, that's a dream.
Oh,
That's not going to be reality. Get a real job. You can't do this.
my dad was not there. He was far. And
Right.
my mom tried everything. She tried smooth. She tried laughing. She screamed. She beat me. She tried everything. And I take my suitcase and I said, no, I'm leaving.
Wow.
I was 17. I said to my mom, can you bring me to the train station? She said, oh, you're so smart. Go by yourself. So I walk 11 kilometers to go to the train station, and then I took the train and I went to Paris. And the beginning was hard for sure. The first 2 years, because at the time you're third assistant and you're not even paid.
No.
So that was hard at the beginning, but I learned my lesson every day, and then here I am.
Were you really nervous? Were you scared, or did you just think I have to do this now because there's no plan B? Like I have to prove to everyone that it was right for me to pack up that suitcase and walk.
I was in a situation. My parents divorced and do a family. My mom remarried with
Yeah.
kids. My dad remarried with kids. So I was really the only one in the middle. So for me, it was a question of death or life. Really, like it's that or I'm dying.
Yeah. Wow. No pressure then.
No, easy.
So Obviously, when we started today, I talked to you about my absolute love for Leon, like an absolute masterpiece, easily top five
Thank
film of
you.
all time, and just incredible. And I wondered when you made that film and it was all wrapped up and ready to go to show the world, did you ever think that people would still be talking about it today as one of the greatest films ever made?
No, no, you can't. It's impossible. You know, when making a movie is very hard. There's a guy who told me, a director, a long time ago when I was 18. He said it takes 2 years to make a good film.
Yeah,
It takes 2 minutes to fuck it up. And he was right. I think all my movies, if you watch my movies 2 months before the end of the mix, before the end of the editing, all of them are bad. You know, it's really in a lot. You win the race in the last few meters, not before. So it's because you go back again to the editing, and then you realize, you talk with people, you try. Oh yeah, they are right. We don't understand this, and then you change this, and you take 1 minute out, 15 second out. You change one music, and then eventually the movie, it's like surfing. Suddenly you can catch the wave,
yeah.
and then you go with the wave, and then you can surf for like 30 seconds. And I have the feeling that I was near the cliff every time. It's almost a little miracle when the movie works.
How scary though that you're prepared to go film, get all the cast, the budget, everything that makes a film, and it's only at the last hurdle that you're like confident enough to know that everything you've got is enough. Because you must be like, fuck, if this doesn't work at the last stage, it's all a waste of time.
You need to have the mental of a
Yeah,
sports people. It's really like you crossing the Atlantic with the boat,
yeah,
and you try to beat the record. You don't know the wind. You don't know if the wind will change. You don't know anything, but you do your best. So you just go, and the king is the movie, and you follow the king. That's it.
you're a brave man. Or crazy.
Yeah, both.
A bit of both. But it must have been incredible as Matilda seeing Natalie Portman, the career that she's then gone on to have, because even in that film, the potential watching her on screen, I was mesmerized and I was like, surely this girl is going to have the best career. And isn't it incredible that, all these years later, she's had the best outcome?
No, what was interesting is I was in New York, and the casting was very long. There's like 600 little girls that we have seen on pictures and things. I test three girls, and they were good, but they were not like magical in a way. And I'm on the weekend in New York. It's Sunday, and I have nothing to do. We are prepping the movie. And I asked the casting director, "Can you give me the key of your office? I'm just gonna watch one more time all the pictures." And then I'm on the office on Sunday and watch the 600 pictures one by one. And then I take Natalie, and I said, "Well, this picture is interesting." And I look on the back, and she's 11. That's why she was not, in because we said 12.
Yeah.
And so I pick up three. Uh, One was, I think, Richie. The I don't remember her first name. Richie something. There's three girls that, by the way, they became famous after. But Natalie, we cast her. We make a test, and the test was the scene with Leon and the piggy,
Oh, wow.
where she has to smile and cry in the same time. And I did the test. The mother was here. I was just my camera, a small camera, and you watch the thing and you say, "Okay, this one, you have to be stupid not to see that this girl is talented." And so we choose her, and then she's naturally gifted, and she was talented since the beginning. She's very intelligent. The only thing that I didn't measure at the time, She was so young. And then when you're 11, your concentration is basically 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And after 25 minutes, she said, I want to play. I said, what do you mean you want to play? Don't you have any games or Monopoly or things? And I say, okay, oh my God, we have 16 weeks to go. So we organize a little, on the set, a little mini park where you have games, balloon.
That's incredible.
And every 25 minutes, she goes for 5
Go
minutes.
and have a play, yeah.
She said, can I play? I said, yeah, go. And then she played for 5 minutes. And then she was coming back by herself, because she said, okay, we can continue now.
That's
But
amazing.
I didn't anticipate that at the beginning. But yeah.
But then all the success that comes with that, I was thinking, what are you going to do next? Like, you've got all this incredible pressure, but you've delivered. It's one of the greatest stories ever. And then you come out with a film that, for me, is one of the biggest films on scale I've ever seen, The Fifth Element. Like, it blows my mind. I watch that now and it looks like it was filmed yesterday. It's timeless. It stands the test of
Thank
time
you.
beautifully. And I feel like you were way ahead of your time. I just feel like you were doing stuff that people were just not ready for, because you watch it now and it feels like it's right here in this present moment.
Oh, thank you so much. The thing is, you have producer, distributors, agent, lawyers, managers. You have all a bunch of people in this business. Like 90% of these people are in the business.
Yeah.
There's only few who create, who do actually, because all these people never made a movie.
No.
I'm not saying they're not useful. I'm saying they don't make movies. The only one who makes movies are the creative people at the beginning.
Yeah.
The writers and the directors and the actors. And at the time, there's this producer. He was working at Sony at the time. His name is Mark Kenton. He's a big producer, an American producer. And then we make this big meeting, and everyone at Sony has the script. And they read in a room, all of them, different rooms, 2 hours. And after 2 hours, everybody has to say if they want the movie or not. You have the distribution, the marketing, you have everyone. And Mark get out of his room and he say, can you come to me one second. So we isolate both of us. And he said, look, do you know what you're going to do? Are you sure about this? And I say, yeah, because I have to be frank, I didn't understand anything of the script.
Wow.
And I said, Mark,
trust me.
Mark, believe me, I started writing this script when I was 16 years old. I know the story. I can feel it. And if you follow me, if you trust me, I owe you one. I will be with you,
Yeah.
no matter what. So he said, okay, check my hand. We check the hands. We get out of the room and all the people are Sony are there. And he say, the script is amazing. And everybody say, oh, yeah, the script is amazing. Oh, yeah, the script is amazing. And then that's how we start.
Incredible.
Because these guys have the courage.
Yeah.
At the time, that's why they follow Kubrick, they follow Spielberg, they follow Scorsese. People who come with a universe and they just want to do something. And they follow these guys. They don't not necessarily understand what they want to do, but they say, okay, he knows, so let's follow the guy. And Mark was one of these guys. He followed artists,
We better talk about Dracula, otherwise I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. And I was lucky enough to see this a couple of days ago, and genuinely, I thought it was visually stunning, so atmospheric. The casting was unbelievable, but I was really shocked because I didn't see a trailer. I went in and watched it, and I realised it's not this horror film. It's a dark, romantic epic. And I wondered, did you try and avoid being compared to Coppola and his 92 take? Did you want to just do your vision that was not going to be compared to horror that everyone could easily.
No, I never think about anything of that.
No.
Every artist is his own voice, and you just put a model in the middle of the room, and around the model put like Modigliani, Picasso, Rembrandt, and Dali. No one will make the same painting, and it's the
Yeah,
same. It
that's
is
fair.
the same. It's the same model, and all of these paintings will be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So when I read Dracula, it was not so much the title, the name of the guy. What amazed me is this man who is able to wait 400 years because he wants to say goodbye to his wife. And it's so romantic. It's an amazing love story. And that was my only interest in the rest I play with the vampirism, here and there, but it's closer to, for me, it's closer to Beauty and the Beast than Dracula.
Yeah.
So uh, as soon as you try to compare Dracula with other Dracula, you're wrong, because it's not the point at all.
No.
We could even forget the name if we want,
Yeah,
on the
that's fair.
story.
So when you've watched this back and you've seen the reviews, the cinematography, those kind of shadow castles, the candlelit kind of chambers, it's such a beautiful looking film. It is stunning. And it made me think afterwards. After I watched it, I was still thinking about it, and I just kind of felt very, it was like a dream. It was very dreamlike. Was it everything you'd wish for when you watched it back? Were you looking at it thinking, yeah, this is unbelievable? Because it really is. And I know it's hard when it's your own work, but you should be so proud of the team, the cinematography, the casting. It's a true vision.
Um, Thank you for them. That's for sure. The thing on this one is, like, you have to be not afraid to work with talented people who are maybe even more talented than yourself. So the DP, the costume, the set designer, the music of Danny Elfman, and ask these people to give the best they can for the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's really like a football team. There's one guy in the front, but there's the guy in the goal. There's a guy on left and right, and everybody needs to play well together. And what was interesting on this one is 6 months before, we have a meeting every week where uh, we find a tissue, for example, and the tissue inspired a color. So the set designer with this color can propose, for example, the first color we get was purple. With the purple, he proposed copper, because copper and purple were good. And then when Caleb Landry Jones, who was in this meeting, see the beginning of the color and thing, he became to have some gesture. So, for example, he started to touch his neck like this. And when we see the movement, the special effect, we said, give him something to touch. So we get some pictures from iguanas, because the iguanas have a lot of,
Yeah.
he's 400 years old. So we went to see iguanas and get inspired by the iguanas. And then they proposed something. Every week we were building together, and it was so joyful. So joyful. That was the best moment of the film, was like this meeting every week where every creative people in the process bring something, and yeah, that's probably my favorite part in the creation of the entire movie.
That's wonderful. And I suppose a lot of people listen to this podcast that are wanting to get into the film industry, and I wondered if you had advice, because it's not an easy industry to work in. There's a lot of people wanting to do it, but I wondered if you could give anyone some advice that wants to become a filmmaker. And I know that's tough with a couple of minutes left, but if there's something that you could kind of...
I will say the business is not the same than when I start. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if my advice are good for today, but the first advice that someone gave me said, if you want to make movies, don't forget that if you have nothing to say, you should shut your fuck up. So
Nice,
this one,
nice and honest. Yeah.
I was 17. It was after that the guy watched my first short film that I burned. It was so bad. So that's still relevant. You have to say something. Be honest, that's for sure. Don't lie to yourself. And no matter what, be ready to, the movie is the king, and be ready to die for your king.
Lovely. What I do, Luke, I've had nearly 500 guests on here, and I ask the
Wow.
same final question every time. And I'm always interested when this edited podcast goes out for the world to listen to. I finish every episode with a piece of music, and every single piece of music on every episode is different because I ask the guests. So I've had Anthony Hopkins, Mads Mikkelsen, all the different people on this podcast. And I was wondering if there's a song that means a lot to you, Luke, that you would love to be played at the end of today's episode. And I know it's hard because there might be hundreds of songs in your head. But when
No, no, because it's Billie Eilish for sure.
Oh, nice.
Because I wrote the entire script with her albums. The mood of the movie was really with Billie.
Oh, wow.
So but there's one song in particular, but I don't remember the name. The Diner.
Wow. Okay.
The Diner by Billie Eilish.
That's great because some people need a few minutes and start to think, oh, I don't know, is it a song that my child was born to, or it's a
No,
song.
this one is easy because I did the writing and the entire script and the shooting with the same album. The thing with the album is you grab an album at the beginning of a movie,
Yeah.
and every morning I put back the album. That's the only album I can hear for a year almost, because it gives you every morning, it gives you back the same tempo, and you go back to the same place. So it helps me to come back to the same place. So that's why I need the music. So I always choose one album and I go with it for the entire film.
Wow. That's a good advice for a filmmaker because then you get yourself in the same headspace, the same tempo, and you start your day the
Exactly.
same. Yeah.
Yep.
I know Cameron Crowe does the same. He always plays music on set, and people come on and they get into the kind of vibe of the set from a certain song, like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, and then it gets the whole cast kind of on the same page. And I love it. That's how powerful music can be.
Yep.
Our time's up, but I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It truly is a absolute dream come true to have you on. So I can't wait for people to see the film, and thank you.
And I'm very honored.
Thank you. I will speak to you soon. And if you ever want to come back on, the door's always open because I feel like we've only just scratched the surface today. I think we could easily do another hour.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Au revoir. À très bientôt.
Bye now. Bye bye.
He may play the jack of diamonds. He may lay the queen of spades. He may conceal a king in his hand while the memory of it fades.
So there's my interview with me and Luc Besson. What a great guy. What a great interview. I didn't get that long with him, but I utilised the time the best I could, and I still found myself finding new things out. Wasn't it great to hear about Natalie Portman's audition and the way she was cast as Matilda and Leon? We got to talk all about his childhood and what he's up to now. And as I said at the start of today's interview, Dracula, which we've been promoting, is available today on digital. It's also going to be available on Blu-ray and DVD on the 22nd of December, and this is distributed by Signature Entertainment. So go and get that, go and rent it, go and watch it. Let me know what you think. It's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at, and it's just a great film. So please go and check it out, as always, and let me know what you think. Thanks to everyone again for tuning in and listening to Mark and Me. If you've enjoyed this interview with Luc Besson, please take the time to share it. You can do this on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you use. Please take the time just to share it on your stories or retweet. It will get the name out there. People know Luc Besson everyone loves the films like Leon, so if you put it on your feed, they might just suddenly see the image and then take their time to listen, and suddenly they're subscribed to Mark and Me, and I've got a brand new listener just for you, literally taking the time to share an episode. It really means the world. I'm a one-man independent podcaster. I don't have this team of people. It's literally just me. So any shares go a massive long way. I also want to say that I do have a Patreon account, so any support on there is really appreciated. You can go on markandme.com, click the link and sign up on the Patreon for as little as £1 a month. You're guaranteed exclusive episodes called The Lost Tapes, which are only available for people on Patreon. Not only that, you get stickers, a welcome pack, you'll get a badge, and I'm going to make sure that everyone that's a paid subscriber on Patreon gets a really nice Christmas present this month. So it's going to be a really good time to sign up. And it really does go a long way because it all goes right back into the podcast and allows me to go out there and record more interviews for you guys at home. So it really is a win-win situation. I want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of Mark and Me. Firstly, Richer Sounds. If you want to get yourself anything to do with audio and visual, go on richersounds.com or visit any of their high street stores. And lastly, the incredible Vice Press. If you want an official licensed movie poster or print from the best company with the best artists in the world, go on vicepress.com, add anything to your basket and use the discount code MarkandMe10 for 10% off your first purchase. Right guys, I'm going to go. I hope you've all enjoyed the interview today as much as me. I've got loads to edit with a brand new episode out in the next few days. So until then, look after yourself, take care, and I'll speak to you all very soon.
Don't be afraid of me. I'll mention you. I saw you on the screen. I know I'm meant to be. You're starring in my dreams. The magazines, you're looking right at me. I'm here around the clock. I'm waiting on your block. But please don't call the cops. They'll make me stop. And I just wanna talk. That I could change your life. You could be my wife. Could get into a fight. I'll say you're right. And you kiss me goodnight. I'm waiting on the corner till I saw the city leave. Was easy getting over and I landed on my feet. I came in through the kitchen looking for something to eat. I left a calling card so they would know that it was me. I tried to save us on the field. $250,000 bill. While I'm away, don't wait no mail. Just bring the bill. Just make a visit. Go back to the diner. I'll write another letter. I hope you read it this time. You better. The cops around the corner stopped me when I tried to leave. He told me I was crazy and they knocked me off my feet. He came in through the kitchen looking for something discreet. I left a calling card so they would know that it was me. I tried to find it all, but now I'm back up on my feet. I saw you in the car with someone else I couldn't sleep. If something happens to us, I bet that it was me.